according to Zoom, we are live. It would look like now. Let me see if we are actually live on YouTube. Yes, we are. Okay. My name is Sheila Karuna. Welcome to Sassy Seer Sheila, and I am doing this live with my friend Julie Wise. And we're going to talk about your energetic painting that you did from Jason Gray's Writing Zero Fold manuscript. And I'm really excited about this. And I know I haven't seen the picture yet, the painting, and I'm excited to see it. But please remind everyone, because all of a sudden I know that you are one of the founding members of Friends of Writer Jason Gray Facebook page, where a lot of folks are, hooked up there. But also, you have your own YouTube channel where you also record Jason's work. And what is the name of your YouTube channel?
I think it's just at Julie W394. I think it's just, yeah, nothing
Okay.
fancy. I could maybe come up with a channel name at some point. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, well, and whenever you're ready to do that, let me know and we'll change it up
Okay.
and put that information in. But yeah, so and I do tell folks to come over and check you and also Amber Fields, because quite frankly, I only record what I'm nudged to record when I'm nudged to record. So that's why I always point folks to the pages and to you guys for narration as well. And so talk to me about, and I want to just publicly thank you for sending me all of the RZN codex, because you made that such an easy thing for me to do,
Oh,
because
good.
that was uh, that was a nightmare before you sent me all of them in my email so that I could just it was such an easy thing, because I have to download the artwork. Then I have to use the artwork to make the thumbnail. And then I
Mhm.
have to do the recording. And so without having to go and search for it, and I was having the toughest time finding those things.
Yeah,
So I'm so grateful to you for doing that. That was thebomb.com. I don't know. Do the kids say that anymore?
I do.
Um, okay, good. Yeah, and so I really am very appreciative of you for
You're
that.
welcome. Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely happy to help. Yeah.
So talk to me about it. I know you had also said to me you've had quite the experience with that entire series yourself.
With the
So if you
RZN
don't mind,
Codex. Yeah.
yeah, well, the whole RZN Codex. So, share with us as, as much as you feel led to share, because I know I'm still recovering myself from all that it has, brought to me.
I think there's a definite difference between just reading it and reading it aloud. And I think if people are drawn to it, it's really beneficial for them to read it aloud also, because I don't know what it does. Maybe it activates you further. Maybe that's what was happening. But I, yeah, I went through profound transformations during that series, and um, just drove me further and further into myself. I got to a point where it was basically my soul guiding me to integrate my shadow. And I refused. I pushed back. I saw something that scared me, like we talked about before. I saw something that scared me so bad. I didn't realize that that was probably the shadow integration moment. And I rejected it, and it caused me to fragment. And I stayed in fragmentation for, oh, I don't even know how long, but it was rough. I wasn't sleeping well. I wasn't eating. I lost over 15 pounds. And I thought this is the end of my life. Like I have ruined everything. Like I've completely ruined my awakening. Like I just really thought my life was ruined at that point. I thought that all the progress I had made was somehow like overwritten by this whole fragmenting experience, not realizing that that ends up being part of the teaching and the growth of the whole thing. Like it's kind of common from what I understand. It happens to a lot of people, I think. And so I was reading the codex still every day. And then it got to the point where the codex was talking about fragmentation. And there is a writing in that series called The End of Fragmentation. And that was where I really started to think, okay, maybe this isn't going to destroy me. Maybe I can pull back from this, maybe I can make it back. And um, so I just started focusing so much on myself, healing my nervous system. I had to give up caffeine, which my email address was Java Mama. I mean, I had a 20-year addiction to caffeine and not knowing what it was doing to my nervous system the whole time. And so that was the other component of it is when, and Jason has written several pieces about how important healing your nervous system is and what it allows, and you cannot reach coherence with a fragmented nervous system. You just can't. And so I stopped drinking caffeine and started really focusing on staying a lot in silence and meditation and really doing what I needed to do. And I haven't had caffeine since. It's been over 5 months now, but almost 6 months. But
Wow.
yeah, it was tough for me to do that, but at the same time, once I did it, I was so certain in my decision that I never looked back. And so now it's like priority for me about what is healthy for me and what isn't. And with food, food's a little bit different. I've got some bad habits with food. I do like junk food a bit, but I still always come back to, is this in alignment? Is this going to pull me out of coherence? That's number one. So, but the codex got me through that time in my life and recording it. I didn't record for about a month because I was just too distraught with myself, with everything that was going on. And then I felt okay to come back. I finally felt like I could breathe again and came back to doing the recordings and stuff, but made it through the series and um, stabilized and everything's been good since then. Now there are times, I think everybody goes through it in their awakening. There's no like end all be all pinnacle healed moment where you're all of a sudden God. That's not what happens. Not from anybody I know anyway. You always have things that you're going to have to learn and grow through and that are going to challenge you and continue to push you back to yourself though. And that's really the point of it. So that was what happened while I was recording the series. Yeah, but I had some profound experiences. The avenue I decided to take with my artwork was also because of the RZN Codex. So that was from the transmission called Creation Without Ego. And that was what inspired me to donate my artwork. So yeah, it's just, and I don't know. I've always read everything Jason has written since the moment I discovered his writing, and has always inspired me. I've always felt activations from it, and it's just changed my life. So,
Well, I know that it's playing a huge role in mine. There's an awful lot of synchronicities and validations of things I've always thought and felt were this particular kind of way. And then Jason comes along and he says it in his writings. He describes it in a different way, but it is the same. In and then adds puzzle pieces on top of that
mhm,
for me, and validates other puzzle pieces that I knew, lit up at the time I heard them. Some from my housemate Lisa's inner guidance, things that she's been told all along. I mean, when I came across Jason's writings for the first time was sitting in a hospital room with my housemate.
Mm.
And she was receiving guidance from her inner guidance system in regards to her lattice. And then, I don't know, not long after that, maybe a couple months, is when Jason starts talking about the living lattice. And, these are the kinds of things that are huge puzzle pieces that you can't unsee.
Exactly.
When people that don't even know each other are talking about the same things, just in from their own perspective. So yes, using different language to describe it and whatnot, but I've always been really good at seeing the bigger picture and putting those puzzle pieces together for myself. So what you described there, and you did such a beautiful job describing what you went through. Um, and kudos to you for not stopping. Okay, because there's many times in my life I've stopped when that kind of thing happens. And so, I just I also know that we don't really make mistakes because I've been to the mat with my inner guidance about that quite a bit. Um, you know, Telling me that if I have to label something as a mistake, okay. But we really don't make mistakes. Not really. And so I just love the way you describe that. And thank you for being willing to share it, because that's the other thing that I've noticed over the years that I've been doing this on the channel is that when folks go through something like that and they keep it to themselves, then the next guy who goes through it thinks they're crazy or they're alone or they don't understand. And so being willing to come and chat about something like that is so powerful, and it's very brave, and I'm oh so grateful to you for being willing to come and share your experiences, because it is a lonely thing to be going through these types of things and think that you're the only one, or that have I lost my mind, or these kinds of things. So
Mm.
um you're a beacon of light, make no mistake. And as I'm very clear about hearing that through Jason's writings, that we are the return carriers,
Mhm.
and just being willing to embrace the return, to embrace yourself, you will amplify it even louder. And so now talk to me a little bit about your experience with the zero fold, because I have a feeling we're going to start hearing from more and more people about experiences from their inner zero fold, because that's the way he describes it, and the way I have always felt about it. He's speaking about, I kind of see it as a black hole behind our heart chakra, and that's where creation emanates from, right? Uh,
Mhm.
and so to me, I know that each one of us do that. I've described it for myself. My inner guidance has shown me that's how we create, that's where it comes from, and that's the same thing as what he's describing to me anyway about zero fold. So how have you experienced that? And then I know you're going to show us your painting. I'm excited to see that.
Yeah. I didn't want to paint just a black canvas because yeah, it is the point where everything springs from though. So what I painted was when something springs from it and not necessarily just that black sort of kind of void or null or yeah, it's the point that everything comes from. So instead of just making it black, I put color with it and movement and energy of what comes out of it. So, all right. Would you like to see it?
I would, I would.
All right, let me see if I can get my phone and my camera and everything at a point here because I'm just in my art studio and let me know.
Oh, wow.
So I did this in oil.
I love it.
How well can you see it?
Oh,
It
I can see it great.
it will take months to dry because it's in oil. It's all oil.
Right? Oh, that is so gorgeous. It just leaps off the page to me.
So yeah, I mean it to me it's there's really no way to paint what consciousness looks like,
Right.
but to do what it can. But
I
yeah,
I think well, listen, when I think about a black hole, it's very similar to that. When I think about what's behind my heart chakra, that my reality springs from, because that's it, and it looks exactly like that to me. So I think you captured it beautifully.
thank you.
Yeah, boy, howdy. From the void to reality to physicality.
The spark. Yep.
Yeah, no, I love that. I love that.
Thanks.
And so what was it like as you're painting that? And
Oh,
what did you experience while painting it?
this is another one that was kind of like the one I talked with you about just before we came on live, but that I'd started it and then I would kind of question myself a little bit, and then I would give it space to breathe, sit it down. And some of these that I've worked on, I've sat down for over a month because I just don't know how I'm going to get back to them because for me, creation has been so much of just channeling and just doing whatever. And with these, there's more intention with them, with the stuff that I'm inspired to do of Jason's transmissions. These are more intentional. And so what happens with me then is I'll overthink it. And so the process was I did the underpainting, which was just the coating on the canvas, just to coat the canvas. A lot of times with my paintings, though, there's light language that goes down first and symbols sometimes. Um, I'm an attuned Reiki master, so sometimes I'll do Reiki energy transmission. Like it just depends on what I'm called to do before I start creating it. And I'll burn some Palo Santo wood and I'll clear the energy. I clear the energy of all the materials and that kind of stuff. But yeah, so I did the underpainting. I thought about it for about a month after, while that was drying and I was trying to come up with the concept and I started to see the image, which is really what has to happen for me is I have to kind of get at least a direction to go with the image. So so that was what came through. And I just started working with it and I did a portal first. So we had the underpainting, then it was a portal. And then I came in, and this is all knife work at this point, which is just like a little painting knife.
Right.
Um, and layered everything with the knife and did it all like that instead of with a brush. So, but yeah, and there she is.
No, I love it. And quite frankly, that's, I'm not actually surprised to hear you say that it comes in stages because I'm not a painter on any sort of level, but I love to play with the paint. And I found myself doing the very same thing. And that's why that's very interesting to me that you do that well as well. I don't use oils by any means. But I found myself doing, just doing painting on as like background, not even, okay, you used the words laying down, right? And allowing it to dry. So with acrylics, for me, it was the same. I felt as though it needed to dry first.
Mm-hmm.
And and I was doing that too. I was challenging myself to just allow creativity to come through. My mother was an artist,
Oh,
and she was
wonderful.
a really good artist. And so, of course, that puts me in my head, well, I'm no artist. Let me just tell you that right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
No,
Yeah.
my instrument was always my voice. Even as a kid, I was singer, that sort of thing. So it was never drawing or painting or any of that kind of thing. Um, but then I started just allowing myself to, take the pressure off and just paint whatever I felt to. And I found myself doing it in stages when the impetus struck. And boy, when it struck, I've got a stack of small canvas boards
Mm-hmm.
that I have in various stages of channeled paintings
Mm.
and drawings. It was like a combination. It was almost like a mixed media type thing. So it's very interesting to me that you were, you do the. It's what I'm hearing you say. It's kind of the same as what I was doing.
Yeah.
I love that actually. And so and it could be too, Julie, that it wasn't time because now you shared that you donate your art, that you
Mm-hmm.
give it, right? So
Yep.
it could be that it's the the art that needs to go on those canvases haven't decided what it needs to be yet
Mm-hmm.
for whomever is to have it.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, see, I ever since my guidance has said, that hey, you don't know what you don't know. So relax and stop trying to push stuff. I really feel like that's good advice for everybody. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah,
I
I
agree.
love the fact that you're doing that. I just love that though. That is
Yeah.
so awesome. Now, before you sit back down, you got to show us. You
I have
said
some
you've got,
more.
yes, I would love to see what else you've been working on.
I have another one of that was is one of Jason's photographs that he has used for a few of his posts. So when I donate these, I will be attaching the transmissions that came through with his writing to the
Awesome.
paintings so that it's all together. So with the other one that I did, I don't know which transmission I want to use yet
I
because
gotcha.
he has used it for a few. And this is the photo that I'll send you, but I'll show you the photo after I show you the painting. Okay.
Okay.
So this is a picture of the sun. Are you able to see it?
Yes, I can.
Let me see
Oh
if we need to
my.
go any higher on that. Maybe. I don't know.
I
Okay.
love that. Oh, Julie, you captured it. You
So
capture him quite well.
this there's glare here, but this is the photo, just so people
Right.
can tell. And I know you can't see very well, but anyway, that's what I did. This one was definitely a journey through the soul for me because it's detailed work, and I've never been comfortable with that kind of detailed work. I like to literally not think about anything. And so with this, I bought a projector. I bought the coolest little Kodak projector. It's this big, and took the image and projected it onto a canvas and sketched it out first, and then painted it in stages. Again, this took a long time. I had several iterations. And my son, who is the most brutally honest person I've ever met, I went to him and I said, I was like, look, this is my latest painting. And he was like, he's like, no. And then he would tell me like all these things that he saw. And I would be like, oh, okay. Now I see, what he might be looking at. And so I went back through and so several iterations on that one. But yeah,
Oh, but I love that, Julie.
so so
I
this will
love that.
come, this will have the transmission with it as well. I just don't know which one yet. So, but we'll see. But yeah.
Well, I love that. And I don't know, for some reason, I know you didn't paint that um before he put that transmission out.
Oh
But
no, I saw it on his Facebook a while ago. I'd seen it a while ago and always
right,
liked the picture. Yeah.
right. Well, but what I'm speaking on is of course, it made me bawl like a baby, but I never meant to build the fortress
Yeah.
that he just put out.
I haven't watched that yet of your recording. I recorded it too.
Oh, did
And
you?
oh, I related to it so much, Sheila. That
I
was that
know.
was my life for 30 years. That was my life. Like people don't know that about me, but that I was so guarded. And so I saw that you recorded it too, and I'm like, "Oh boy." I'm gonna need to have some tissues because I bet Sheila just shreds this.
Oh, well, listen, I guess I must be getting kind of comfortable snotting on camera because, oh my God, it's
Oh,
such a Tammy Faye Baker moment.
yeah. Oh, I remember her. All right.
Well, I'm glad you're, I didn't figure you would. You're kind of young.
Oh, I'm 54.
Oh, okay.
So
Well,
I
I don't know
remember
why
her.
you carry a much younger energy, honey.
Thank you. Well, the name Julie means youthful. So
Well, all
hopefully
righty
that
then.
hopefully that holds true for a while.
Oh, I think it will. I wouldn't worry
So,
about that too much.
but I do have a couple other. No, there is
I
another
would love to
style.
see all of it,
Okay.
whatever you wish to share.
Okay, I can share some stuff. This is a newer one also. This one will also be donated. I can't believe that it hasn't gone yet, but this is called liquid integration. And
Oh, I love that.
yeah, I did a Facebook Live. Did I tell you about that for my artwork
No,
to donate? I did a
no.
Facebook Live like, oh, the beginning of May because I was supposed to do an art walk in downtown Findlay where I live. And there were some issues with my location. So I was like, what do I want to do? And I'm like, all right, I'm going live. And so instead, I stayed home and showed everything live that I had available for donation. And people reached out to me and they're like, hey, yeah, I want that. And I was able to donate 5 more paintings that way. And then got donations and donated those. And one of the places I like to donate to is Focus Recovery because alcoholism is rampant in both sides of my family. My father was an alcoholic. All of my brothers have struggled with it. And my first real relationship boyfriend was an addict. He was it ruined our relationship. It was too bad. He was a really good guy. But anyway, so addiction has been in my life for as long as I can remember. And so the last donation I made to Focus Recovery, it was like, oh, well, we have a silent benefactor who is doubling everyone's donations up to $10,000. And so it was so wonderful. Every penny I donated then was doubled. So it was like, that was just really great. But anyway,
Oh, how
local
lovely.
charities. So I've donated to them, to the city mission, to the women's shelters for abused women, because that's been part of my story as well. I've been through it all, and so that the Humane Society, for animals. What else? I always forget when I need to have a list in front of me. I really do, or keep it on my Facebook just so that people know that, I am contributing and I am putting forth, everything that they're giving me. Every penny of it goes to donations for local charities. So that's
Oh, how
that's
lovely.
important to me. That's very important to me. So
Right.
so anyway, so this is called liquid integration.
I love that. The colors in that.
Yeah, it's very soothing. As much as much rain energy is in here, it's extremely soothing.
Well, I feel that from here. I love the colors.
Yeah. When I do art walks and I sit at a space with all of my artwork together for 4 hours at a time, by the end of the night, I'm like, I gotta go home and just like settle down because there's so much energy that I forget about until I get there. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I better eat. I better, hydrate. Need to do something to balance all of the energy moving. All right, that's one. Let's see what else I have.
I love that. Well, if and when I am in the position to have a gathering, I hope you will come and bring, a painting, at
Of
least
course.
one. Yes.
Yep, I would love to.
Well,
Yep.
because I would love to be on the receiving end of one of your paintings.
Of course.
Oh, I would just love that.
Absolutely. Whatever
Yeah.
speaks to you. That's why it's art through resonance. Yep. Whichever one speaks to you. Now I'm working on something else. This is a totally different style with water. So, but maybe water, water is a main theme right now. So when we're talking about the microcosm and the macrocosm, right? As I'm going through all of these changes within myself with awakening, my house is as well.
Oh,
So,
okay.
oh yeah, I've had 3 water leaks in my house since December, and it's just like it's just the water, and after going through the dark night of the soul where I was bawling my eyes out every day, literally every single day for months, like now it's like my house is crying. So I'm like, okay, what else now? Like what else now?
Wow.
Of course. So I'm doing some watery stuff. So this one's kind of bigger, so I'll see if I can get it in the shot. So this has, is it all the way in?
Yep, I see it perfectly.
Okay. This has an absolute ton of movement down here in this dark spot because what you can't necessarily see on the camera is all of the shades of everything that is in that. And it's all like kind of moving this way, it's moving this way, it's splashing. There's some up here. Like it's just, I don't know.
No, I see so much in that.
I have a couple more that I'm working on right now. I had to tuck them away for a bit because they're not finished yet, but they're in this watery kind of like literally just splashing the canvas style and then doing it in layers, letting it dry, seeing what it looks like, and then coming back and just asking, okay, what color goes where next? And then I'll see it in my mind, and then that's what I'll do.
Right.
So, yep.
Wow, I see, now in the darker images down there, I see different stages of the dark night of the soul.
Hmm.
For me, art is so subjective
Mhm.
and to me very personal. And I just see I'm making out figures in the darker spots there.
I feel like there's a planet or something right here also, because
Hmm.
there's a plane. There's
Yes.
a plane of existence underneath all of this stuff too.
Yeah, I see that. Oh, I just love your work, honey.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, I really do. There's so much in it.
Yep. So, but those, I'm having a ball with those. It's a little bit guilty. I'm like, this is pretty easy. But it's still fun. I'm not tormenting myself. I can't do all of the. Now I am going to do more. I am going to do more of Jason's transmissions. I am going to do the 33 keys. That's what I'm
Oh,
doing
okay.
next. And I have a
Okay.
concept of what those are and what they're going to be. And so that's what I'll be starting on next of Jason's transmissions.
Okay. All right.
All right, I will show one more. This is even bigger. I don't know if I can get this in the picture or in the on the screen. So here we go. Let's see what that looks like. I might have to pull it back. Is it crooked? Can you see it?
No, I can see it. Perfect.
This is called Agartha. So I was in my backyard one day. I get all kinds of messages when I'm in my backyard. Don't know why, but I do, and I love it. I was in my backyard one day several months ago, and I heard, "You need to look into Agartha." I had never heard that word before in my life. So I was like, okay. So I started looking into it, and it's this inner earth world of almost this utopian kind of place. And, there are all these stories about, does it exist? Does it not exist? What is it? You have to have a certain level of coherence or frequency to even access it, like all of this stuff from what I read. So anyway, yeah. So this was just like a lot of the energy and the movement that I got from it. It has a lot of different textures in it. I used everything from brushes to sponges to my skin. So painting my body parts, that's in here.
Okay.
It's just a lot of stuff in it. Yeah. Yep.
I love the colors that are in there too. Now, am I seeing a spiral up there? Yeah,
Hmm. It is. And then there's a reflection of it here.
that's what I thought.
Hmm. It's more like it got smeared a little bit when I put it on, but it's the still point, really. So,
No, I love that.
but that one's a little bit like you have to really like the dynamic energy for a big piece like that. But yeah,
Right,
yep.
right.
So, but yeah, that one's fun. Move some of these so I can sit back
Well,
down.
I hope that you are at least taking a little out of those donations to help you purchase more canvases because I know how expensive canvases and paints can be. And
Yeah, they
so,
get up
yeah,
there. I haven't yet because it hasn't like been a burden on me yet or anything like that.
okay.
So if I
Well,
need to, I will. I don't know. I'm back and forth with it.
right. I
I'm back and
understand that.
forth with.
Well, when I do did and I haven't done it in a while because I haven't felt as though I was in the right place for myself. I haven't gone back to doing my crochet little amigurumi animals
Mhm.
because I the whole idea behind it was I know that our energy becomes infused in anything we do, art, crochet, cooking, that sort of thing. And the whole idea for me in doing those was because you to see the joy on people's faces when they were offered a gift
Mhm.
of a little animal, take your choice, right? Because they were all different ones. And I was trying to see if I had them.
I
I
haven't seen one yet. I want to see one.
well, I came across um a few recently. Now here they are that I still had left over. Oops. Um,
Oh, that's cute.
that's a puppy dog.
That is cute.
Yep. And I guess that's a puppy dog as well.
Mhm. Or it
Um,
kind of looks like a bunny almost too.
well, they're the bunny ones were supposed to have their ears up, and the puppy dogs, they're the same pattern,
Okay.
but their ears are just different on the
Hmm.
bunnies.
Oh,
And this is a
the
jellyfish.
octopus.
Nope, this is a jellyfish.
Oh, okay.
Yep. But now I do the octopus. The octopi were the first ones. This is an
That's
octopus.
cute. Yeah.
And so, yeah, and so I want to be in the right energy when I crochet these guys
Hmm.
because the look of joy that even on adults and children alike, when they are offered one of these little guys to choose from. Um, and I used to say because a lot when I first started it, I was at an event and I was trying to just give people a gift, and the looks on it, they couldn't understand why you don't want any money. No, it's a gift, for you. I was starting to wonder, okay, so what's wrong? Why is nobody taking this, and then I said, look, now if you wish to donate, that's fine, perfectly fine, but it really is a gift and it's not necessary. And I said that to the next two people that came up. And one of the ladies that I said it to, who said, "Oh, I got a donation for you." And she worked for Premier Yarn.
Hmm.
And she brought me 9 boxes
Oh my goodness.
of
Wow.
sample yarns. It was her job to find somewhere to put that yarn.
Oh, wow.
And so she donated it to me.
Hmm.
I still have yarn.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because I had decided, okay, fine. When I first started this, I just had some stuff around the house that I was crocheting to, give away. And really, because when things, sit and unused, then that's energy that becomes very stifled and stuck.
Hmm.
And quite frankly, hoarding is a real thing spiritually, energetically, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
uh, as well as physically. And so, yeah, I said, listen, if you wish to donate, that'll just afford me the opportunity to buy more and keep doing it because I am an old lady on Social Security, so that would be lovely, and I
Mhm.
would love to do that. And the second lady I said that to, I've not had to ask for any donations since then
Oh,
because of all that yarn. So
yeah.
yeah, and I guess that's the reason I said that to you. I don't want you to have to, because I have probably gifted now hundreds
Hmm.
of these little guys in different ways over the years. And for a while, I couldn't stop myself. I was absolutely driven morning, noon, and night. All I could think about was doing, first, it was the octopi. They were and I could get one done in like less than an hour.
Wow.
And yeah, I mean, it was just, they were coming, and the synchronicities involved in that whole thing were so off the chain. Um, about a month after I started doing that, um, My Octopus Teacher or something like that came out on Netflix.
Oh, I've been told that that's so good. I haven't watched it yet.
You got to watch it. And
Yeah.
I bawled my eyes out because I was like, oh. And then at that point, when that happened, everywhere I looked, it was all about octopi, everywhere. And I, when I saw that on Netflix, I understood what I was trying to show myself with
Hmm.
the octopi. And see, that's when I came to realize that I was using, and I think we all do this, everything in our fields to communicate with us. Each one of us do it because we really, from zero fold, we we create everything. I think that's the way I have always felt. And we're doing it unconsciously until we start knowing that it's conscious. And then because that's just how we operate.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's a lot of manipulation right now that goes on. Um, However, I feel like the time for that is growing very short. Where that kind of energy is supported is growing very short.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I see everything that Jason has put out as just backing up, validating all of what I've felt was going to happen.
Yeah. Have you been following his Summer of Disclosure stuff that he's writing?
Not yet.
Ooh.
I just finished the library series, and I have been guided to save, but I did not know it was a series. So,
I don't know if it's a series or not, but there have been a few so far. And I'm going to start recording them because I'm like, oh, I just have a feeling that there's just some really, really like explosively informational stuff that's going to come through these. Just like, what was it, the one you went live about the last time, the return carriers?
right.
It carries that kind of resonance.
Ah, okay. Well, the minute I saw it, I knew I've already saved the one that I saw, the Summer of Disclosure. But there was some other things that I was nudged to record first. And I now know with all of me that what those nudges mean is that for whatever reason, my psyche isn't ready, or those that might tune in to me, all on some level, we're not ready for what if it's a not now situation, which happens a lot with his work. I still have because back when I was trying to grab everything off of that I could off of the ancient order of hermetics,
Mm-hmm.
because he wasn't saving them, and at that point he wasn't saving them, and he didn't have access to them. And I was trying to pull all of those. I still have, pages and pages of ones that I was nudged to record that I have access to because I copy and paste them in Word, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
They're there. Um, but I haven't had a chance to go back and even look at that list,
Mm-hmm.
because as things come up and are pinging me, um, it's taking precedent. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so I feel like I'm guided in a very specific fashion with his work. Well, with anything that I'm guided to record and share, um, is because I've been guided to do that. And I'm not guided to record and share all of his work, because I've noticed that I'll see something and I don't get the ping, so I just don't save it. But my save file on Facebook right now is just huge.
I bet. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and
think I had over 500 at one point of ones that I was saving of his.
wow.
Yeah. And now I haven't been saving them as frequently because when he was deplatformed, they all disappeared. And I was like, if I can't save these forever, like I want to, I don't know. I don't know. So there's probably some I'm going to wish I had saved.
Well, I don't know. He I did speak to him about trying to save them offline somewhere. And I don't know if he's doing that now, but I sure hope so. But because I don't know. I just feel like that what he's bringing through is quite valuable
Hmm.
to the human race.
Absolutely. Yep.
That's the way it feels like to me. And so, but I, 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 I'm going to trust that in some way, if it's meant to be saved, it will be saved, you know? So,
Hmm.
and I know that I have quite a bit of it, but not hardly any of his newest things that he's done. I got him saved in Facebook, but like you said, if he gets deplatformed again,
Hmm.
those are links. What I have are links. They're not the actual work.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so, and I, I'm just one person that there's no way I can copy and paste into Word and do all the recording and all that. There's just no
Yeah.
way. Yeah.
I've thought that too. And I'm like, I have a full-time job. Like I'm,
Right.
I'm
Right.
pushing it, on most days to do the stuff that I need to do for the recordings and do other things. But yeah, I
Right.
mean, I would love to. I would love to be able to contribute more time to it and help him out for sure. But
Right. Right.
yeah, that darn full-time job. So
Well, hopefully that's something that I'm looking forward to is the day when the rest of humanity gets the memo
hmm.
about
Yes.
money and the fact that we really don't need it. And,
Hmm.
you know, and I do feel like that's coming too. I know a lot of people they really don't see how that could be, but if people just stop long enough to ask themselves, well, what do you do for money?
Hmm.
You expend your energy.
Hmm.
And who decided that your energy is worth more or less than that guy's energy over there, or that guy's energy over there, or, and at some point, because I always used to ask the question too, who decided that, we are the only species that has to pay to exist on the planet of our birth?
Hmm.
Well, who decided that?
Yep.
And by the way, who decided who was the first owner of the property on the planet?
Yeah.
And how did that work again? Because I just, I don't understand or understand, I guess I should say. And but see, because it's always been that way, or at least that's what we think, um, it folks don't think about that kind of thing.
Yeah. I went to Hawaii a few years ago, and their beaches are free there. And I didn't realize that there were places like that, but they don't let people own the beaches. They don't let them have private beaches because they believe that it belongs to the earth. And so you have these people with these multi-million dollar homes, all these celebrities building houses all over Hawaii, but they can't own the beach. And so they have all of these little like cut throughs where you can cut like right by their property to public beach access to get down there to go. So I thought that was interesting because we have private beaches all over on the mainland. But
Yeah.
yeah, in Hawaii, they're not allowed to own them.
Well, there's so much of what we've been doing on this planet that I really do feel like, and I know a lot of it has to do with the rat race and how everybody's, and that is by design. All of that is distraction to keep one from going within and asking those questions. But, I don't think it's taking much. And I think there was I obviously some sort of reason for it. Um, but the energetics of all of that doesn't seem to be as supported as it once was. And it seems like there are more folks beginning to ask some of those questions, not just of themselves, but of each other, of some of, the officials, even.
I think some big dominoes need to fall um, for a change agent for that stuff. Like for me, I think one of the biggest ones that needs to fall first is the reveal of free energy. I think that that needs to be exposed as as what it is, as it's always it was discovered. I don't know if Tesla discovered it or if it was somebody before him, but I know he worked with it. But um, I think that's going to be a big one that once that falls and people figure that out, then that's one of the main things where they really have us, by the puppet strings.
Right.
And yeah, and
Well, I always used to say if everybody would just, sit down, stay home, stop buying stuff. I think I saved it to the playlist on the channel called hashtag puzzle piece alert. I saw a video just the other day talking about how the ad revenue last year, they paid out over $1 trillion in ad revenue. We're not consumers. They are consuming us, our time, our energy, and we just allow it.
mhm,
And so at some point, there's for me, of course, it's easy for me to do because, I'm on such a fixed income, but I just don't buy stuff,
mhm,
I go to thrift shops, I do, because a lot of this is all planned obsolescence anyway.
mhm.
And yeah, it's all about um that almighty dollar.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, we can stay home, but we still have lights to be kept on.
well, that and
So
and I
that's why I say
realize
the
that's
reveal of,
true.
yeah, the reveal of free energy has to come. Like
No,
it
I
has
agree
to.
with you. I
Yeah.
agree with you. And it's such a shame that it didn't happen with Tesla
Hmm.
because he intended for it to be free, and that's
Yeah.
why
Yep.
JP Morgan had it destroyed. So,
Yeah. Yep.
yeah. Well, I do feel it's coming, and shortly, in fact. And I know,
Hmm.
um, yeah. When the return carriers came out, I wasn't quite sure. It hit me, it hit me in a way that I wasn't, especially I guess because of the way I've been feeling, right? In so much pain and everything. Wasn't quite sure what to make of that. Um, Wondering again if it's going to, am I going to be alive to see it, this return that I'm one of the carriers of? Because now I know he's talking about me.
Hmm.
I was born in 61 and I always felt so different, and everything he described
Yeah.
had everything to do with myself. And I know many of us who have been what I would call way showers, or folks that, are awakening early, so to speak, um, have been seated. Oh gosh, in conversations back in 2017, 2018, 2019, Lisa and I, along with our third BZ, we had lots of conversations about the fact that I had, my inner guidance has been that I was part of the gang that set all of this up. And the only way to fix it was to incarnate back in here, because you
Hmm.
can't do it from the outside.
Yeah.
And when I read that in the way that he spoke of on it,
Hmm.
I knew that's exactly what I was feeling.
Yeah.
That was exactly what it was.
Yep.
And so, yeah, such validation.
It was because I have awareness of my galactic self and myself.
Same.
And so I was like, oh, of course. This makes total sense. I had total light bulb moments. Yeah, through that
Yes.
whole thing. Yeah. And then when
It
you
did.
did your live and you were talking about being a tri-breed or tri-bred, or I'm
Yeah.
like, that's funny because when I was recording the RZN Codex and I was talking about the tri-species and the characteristics of each one, I made the comment, I wonder which one I am because I feel like I resonate with all three.
Well, and see when this was 2018 when I got that guidance from within me.
Hmm.
And I spoke to the starship captain who lives in the future, that is me, had a moment internally with him. And he called me a tribred. And I'm like, well, exactly what does that mean? Just what I said, a tribred. And then, I put my own perspective on it because, puzzle pieces. My dad was in the Air Force. He was stationed at Wright Pat. I was born at Wright Pat.
Mm.
That's where, they brought the aliens from Roswell. So,
Yep.
I'm
Hmm.
thinking, and I didn't quite understand that I was speaking to a portion of myself in the future right then
Hmm.
in those moments. And I thought, how do you get a tri-bred situation when you have two parents? Wow, how does that work exactly?
Hmm.
But see, my consciousness wasn't ready for everything that I now have taken in for myself back then in 2018. I mean, it was quite a lot for me to be in conversation with a part of myself that is a starship captain, biosphere, sorry, captain, commander. I was just corrected in my head, commander. Uh, and I was so excited about it. I shared it with my son. Well, he thought I'd lost my mind, and actually still does.
Yeah. People
Think
don't
that,
get it,
yeah,
but
no.
they're not seeing what we see. Like
No, or
if,
feeling what we feel or hearing what we're hearing.
mhm.
None of that.
Yeah, if they had the awareness of, oh yeah, I can see myself, I look like this, yeah, it would be
Right.
different, but they don't have it.
No.
Yeah.
And I mean, I can feel myself and I know that what I see, sense, and feel is so.
Hmm.
There's no doubt in my mind. But then
Yeah.
again, I also feel into that multidimensional aspect of it. And a lot of folks cannot. That's what to me, that's what cognitive dissonance is, the inability to think multidimensionally. And it's sometimes it's really tough, man, to do that on any sort of level. Even for myself, sometimes still, but it gets less and less and less all the time. It's very because I've always felt that we are all one and singular at the same time. That's the only way this would actually work. For time to not exist outside this realm, and for past lives to actually be concurrent,
Hmm.
to actually be concurrent lives.
Yeah.
That's really the only way that it would work, to be all one consciousness and separate at the same time, is a multidimensionality. That's the only way it would work. So that made perfect sense to me once I've, had that conversation with the
Hmm.
commander. So I don't know.
It's a very good way of explaining it. I think that makes it more digestible for people, for sure.
Exactly. It certainly
Yeah.
did for me,
Yeah.
because you got all kinds of folks running around saying, oh, we're all one. Yes, but you also are you and I'm me. And the only thing that separates us is the experiences that we've had the whole time we're in this vessel.
Mm-hmm. And our
Now,
perception. Yeah.
yeah, and that's one of the reasons why when I was led to the soul's journey that is on the channel in the playlist section, I had a viewer send me a book that was read by AI. And I found the book and I went ahead and read it myself on the channel and put it in the playlist, A Soul's Journey. And well, that really helped me as well. That book that's where I'm saying now I see how the guidance has been in a particular order to help me, my psyche, be able to take this in and make sense of it. Um,
I'll have to watch that. I haven't seen it.
okay, well, I don't think it would take very long. It's not a terribly long book,
Okay.
and it's set up as a playlist, and I read it by chapter, just like I did for the Joshua channelings is in there as well.
Mm.
And the New Earth Handbook trilogy is also in the playlist.
Okay.
Those were set up to be more like podcasts because it's just me reading. It's not a conversation. It's just me reading. And of course, I can't read anything without throwing in my 2 cents every now and again because that's how that works.
It's hard not to. Yeah. Sometimes I'm
Yeah.
like, nope, just keep reading, Julie. And I'm like, but I really want to say something.
No. Well, it's totally up to you. You got to do you. But hey,
Yeah.
that's the way this works for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I'm the only way I can do this and be my authentic self is, being my own self
Yeah.
and let the chips fall where they may. Because I will tell you this, what I did discover when my husband left and I decided to go on this little journey into me, the quest for finding me, what I did discover was, well, of course, those romantic relationships didn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know who I was.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't my true authentic self.
Yep.
So, how could I expect anything to work long term? Although he and I made it for 28 and a half years. But honestly, we had a great marriage. I'm not saying it was bad because it wasn't. It was a great marriage. He treated me like a queen, but
Wow.
he also resented the fuck out of me,
Mm.
right? And I didn't see it. I really did not see it for a very long time because he treated me like a queen.
That's a
Because he
strange
would,
dichotomy there to be.
I know, I
Mm.
realized that, but
Mm.
I didn't realize the fact that he did resent me until after he was gone. And I learned some things, because folks then felt free to share some things with me.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't mean he didn't love me because he did, and he still does. And I know that to be true. Um, but the truth of the matter is, I was not myself. He wasn't his self, hence the resentment. And so when we keep, because he doesn't know who he is either.
Mm-hmm.
And until I got I still don't fully know. And so I wouldn't be ready for a relationship right now, even if it came up to me. I don't think. I mean, I'd like to give it a try. We would see because I'm sure as heck more myself than I've ever been in my entire life. Right. So that was the one thing that I realized about myself was that I wasn't fully authentic with anyone, not even myself. And so, how could anyone expect any kind of relationship, even the one with myself, to work well if I'm not showing up as who I actually am. And so if I were to uh, shut myself up while reading and not, that's not who I am.
Right. Yeah.
And so, you know, chips fall where they may. Mostly because the other thing is too, that's another reason why I never felt to monetize this channel. This channel is not about that. And seeing as how I'm not trying to sell anybody anything or anything like that, they don't have to stick around. And if they don't care for, what they hear here,
Mhm.
so that's the other part about, for me anyway, that's a bonus because, that's something that I noticed when once somebody wraps their arms around something that they are selling, even if it's a service, it doesn't have the freedom to move and breathe because it has to be whatever it is. Um, what I mean by that, I'm speaking specifically to like inventing a service of light work that things are a particular way or whatever, and you're going to charge someone for whatever your services are. Now I see very clearly that this whole awakening game has to do with psyche and where your psyche is, evolutionarily speaking. The awakening process, to me, is also an evolutionary process. And as we grow and change, these ways of doing things have to be able to grow and change, I think. And I saw where the impetus then becomes to shut things down or keep them small because now this process wouldn't work the way it's you think it will. I'm doing a poor job of explaining that, but I have found that anytime somebody monetizes something, it seems to become disingenuous in some way, for the most part.
Mhm.
In almost every case that I've seen.
I don't like the way it separates because it's like, no, we all here, we all want the same thing essentially, right? But now because I don't make a decision to pay money for it, then you're going to stick this behind a paywall, and now I'm shut off from it. And no,
No,
I,
that's
I
right.
don't get it either. And that's why when Jason monetized, or when he put out, the thing about subscribers, he was very, very specific to say he'll never do that. And
Right.
that's honorable because that's the way it should be. I mean,
That's right. That is honorable. I have to agree with you. And I would tell you, my hat is off to him.
hmm
I have no way of, I mean, I put that very same, it's not a subscribe type of thing, but I did put in the show more section of every video that goes out all my information should folks like to share a donation with me,
hmm
right?
Good.
It's not expected, it's not required, it's just there. And I guess maybe it doesn't get seen because it is in the show more section. Because
I didn't know it was
very,
there until Jason said it.
well, and I'd like to thank you for your kind donation because
Oh, heck yeah.
that really came in clutch. Well, this my computer went boom. And so I was lucky enough to score a loan. And what's really interesting is that loan has now been forgiven.
Oh, well, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm so grateful
Oh,
because, uh, you and I think two other folks um, gifted me. And I mean, it was going to be difficult for me, moving forward. But yeah,
it
and
needs to be more
just,
prominent though, so we can find it if,
well, I
yeah.
figure it's there, and I don't know. I need to be, I guess, more open to receiving things. I did accept a gift today too from my loved one. So, and it's not something I've done easily, you know what I mean? But I will say that it's been so rewarding when I was you know, telling folks that I was open for readings, or I'm a BQH practitioner as well. And I would say I do all of those things, not for money. If someone wishes to, give me a gift for those services, however they wish to, whatever they feel it's worth to them, great. If not, I don't, because of the very thing you said. I've had that. I'd love to experience things, but I don't have the money to do so.
Mm.
Like the flotation tanks.
Oh, those are wonderful.
See, I'd love to experience that.
Those are life-changing for me too.
There's no way I could do that. Just things
Oh,
like that, you know what I
yeah.
mean? Uh, I'd love to have an astrological reading by Laura Walker. Oh, I'd love to. There's no way I can't justify that for myself
Hmm.
because I would have to do without some of my supplements and things like that.
Oh,
So, I can't justify the expense of that. And there are certain things that I do have to have. And the little bit that I get from Social Security doesn't go very far.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, put that pay button on there somewhere more more obvious.
Well,
You
well,
can.
here's the lovely thing. And I say this all the time, and I mean it because I keep being shown it too. If something is meant for me to be, do, or have, a way will be made. And it has been every single time. I
Mhm.
back during the days of Conscious Conversation Central, I was gifted I have a van sitting right out here that I was able to secure from a kind viewer who sent me a check for $15,000. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, you can't put a price on that kind of generosity, or I cannot unsee that kind of a thing.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
I've had the yarn happen, right?
Hmm.
So I know that if something is for me, a way will be made, and I don't have to worry about it. I really don't have to be concerned about things. I I started to fret a little about the computer issue, but I talked myself back from that and said, if it's over, it's over, and I just need to not even go there in my mind. Very next morning, I was contacted with the offer of a loan to get my laptop.
Oh, wow.
And by the next day, I had it in my hand, the laptop.
Hmm.
So I know that I'm provided for. I think that's the case for all of us. I love it. Lisa's guidance said to her, and she shared it with me, and I now know she's right. Abundance is actually, she said to me, she used to think that abundance meant money in the bank, savings. But now she looks at savings, money in the bank, as hoarding, because a true abundance is having what you need when you need it. Anything other than that is actually hoarding. And I thought about that. I was like, you know, that's true, because that's a signal that you trust that you'll be provided for. Because for me, I know stepping off into the unknown is what may at any time have to happen. And if I'm to really follow all of my nudges, I may be asked to do some things that are I might feel a little some kind of way about, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I keep being shown over and over and over again that I will be provided for. So, but I did feel like that at one time about how because then too a lot of what was going on around the internet was everybody's gotta wake up, you gotta wake up. But then you put all your information behind a paywall. How do you expect
Mm-hmm.
folks to wake up?
Yeah.
I don't I didn't understand that either.
Yeah.
The logic was kind
Mm-hmm.
of lost. I didn't follow the logic on that.
Well, too many people were trying to make a living of it, you know?
Well, that's what I'm
Once they
saying.
started to put that kind of pressure on it where they had to have that money to survive, then all of a sudden it became that it went behind a paywall, and then it becomes almost elitist because you had to be able to pay to get behind the paywall to get the
Right.
information, and then it's just
No,
silly.
that's exactly right. That's what I meant about wrapping your arms around something to protect it, because
Mhm.
now you're making a living out of it.
Mhm.
And the living has to be protected at all costs,
Yep.
because, the man does still want the rent. And I get that. I do. I'm not saying poo-pooing folks for trying to make a living. That's not what that's about.
Yeah.
It really is not. I know that a lot of folks hear that and they get, a little miffed with me behind the way I feel about it. But I don't, I, I don't know what the answer is, except that I know we don't need money. That's the only thing I know for sure. How we get from where we are now to no money, I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't know. I think what the way that it's arranged in the RZN Codex is exactly how it will work, because I do think that's possible. I mean, I've thought about this too. The difference, you and I talked about how the resonance of one's being is encoded in their work.
Mhm.
And I think about how many folks hate their job. I don't want to go. I don't want to be here. I hate my job. Think about that kind of energy going into, oh, I don't know, your lunch that you're getting from the guy behind the counter who don't want to be there, who hates what he's doing. All that energy
Mhm.
is in the food he cooked for you or the food he served to you.
Mhm. Exactly.
The teachers who hate their job, that are teaching your children, all of that kind of thing. And I think about, I honestly, I think about that, and what a different place it would be if everyone did what they wanted to do. And I know, I've heard this a million times. Well, we can't all do what we want to do. Well, no, I'm sorry. I think we can.
Yeah. Someday I
I think,
think we will. We're going to right size
yes,
everybody. Yeah.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I do think that's possible, because if the pressure of having to make a living was taken off, it would happen, the equilibrium would happen naturally.
Yep.
because everybody likes doing things,
Hmm.
you know? So, yeah, I do know that it's coming. It's just, how long it'll take to get here and what all, I don't know.
Yeah.
But again, a way shall be made. I just know that with all of me.
I keep saying I'm waiting for AI to take over my job so I can just paint all the time and travel.
Well, I got to be honest with you. I see more and more, um, and part of what the RZN Codex also showed me was the outsourcing of perception. Some of that is embedded in AI
Hmm. Yep.
because the whole thing to me, I mean, we've already, when back in the late 90s in my corporate job, one of the things that I was responsible for was creating item numbers for our system. I knew every item number right off the top of my head. I had phone numbers in my head from my childhood still that I didn't have to have written down. If you ask me my housemate's phone number right now, I couldn't tell you.
Hmm.
I barely know my own. And
Hmm.
that is the outsourcing of perception.
Yep.
And it's already begun on this planet.
Yep.
And we we have sacrificed some of our abilities, um, our ability to feel each other, our ability to communicate, really, in many ways. Now, I think it's coming back, and because I know that people feel each other, I know that Jason and I seem to be oddly connected. Um, and I play with that all the time. I send a telepathic message to someone yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. Now I haven't heard from them yet, but I do feel like I will because I also said when the time is right. So, and it's somebody I barely know.
Hmm.
But I really do feel like, that's the kind of thing that the RZN Codex, actually refers to, because that's really rampant on the, I mean, you already, it seems like so many folks. I saw a video, I don't know if it was an ad, it feels like it was an ad, but I don't think it was, about a young man was talking about creating, allowing AI to do these mundane tasks for him in his business. And I thought, wow, okay, see, that's even, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. You know what I mean? Um, but I saw very clearly that that is an outsourcing of perception.
And they're
And
pushing it. Yeah. I'm a data
oh,
analyst. That's my job. And not only are we encouraged to use Copilot, which is Microsoft's version of ChatGPT, like they want us to. It's like here they gave it to us. We have meetings about it, about better ways to utilize it. It's expected that we use it like
wow.
all the time with what we do. Yeah. So you have institutions like I have a friend on Facebook who's a teacher and he's constantly, giving me grief if I create anything with AI. And it's just like that's your world that you can't let your students do that. I understand that, but where I come from, I'm supposed to. I mean, if I'm not using it, then I'm the one who's way behind everybody else in
Right.
in in my field. Yeah. So
Well, see, that's yeah, I don't understand that either. Why they're pushing it so hard. Um,
Efficiency.
oh, is that it?
Yeah, the more they can get AI to do, the more time it frees up, the more, the less bodies they need. Because a lot of companies, and I work for one, that they save money through attrition. So we see it all
Right.
the time. Yeah.
Well, I got to be honest with you. I have to wonder. I think we have something going on here locally, which I never thought I'd see, but I think it is that we've got an AI, a data center, which I'm pretty sure is just a big AI center, a Google center going in very close to where I live.
Hmm.
And I've lived here 30 years and lived here through many, many droughts. And we have not had a drought. Oh, they tried to tell us it was a drought just recently. Don't use your water. We're under drought restrictions. I'm like, wait a minute. It just rained last week. What are you talking about a drought? We had so much rain in 2025, our basement was full of water. So what do you mean a drought?
Hmm.
And then I drove over a lake bed over beside that data center, and it was almost completely dry. And then I learned that one question, you ask one question of Chat GPT, that costs you a bottle of water, like I just saw you picking up there, because it takes that much water to cool it down from one question.
What? That's
Yes,
what the water's for? It's a cooling system?
yes, it's for the cooling systems. Yes, ma'am.
And so
That
it's not recyclable because it's burning off?
I guess so. I really don't know, but I don't understand it- any of that, to be honest with you. But when I heard that, it made perfect sense. My whole body said, "Oh, okay, well, that does make sense." I've heard about that huge data center out in Utah and them having to figure out how to cool it. And that's when I started hearing about that. And I'm not sure, but I think it was some Midwest state, maybe Michigan. I'm not sure. Um, Fought back and got a data center out of their area because of the water issue.
Hmm.
And yeah, see, I think this kind of thing is one more thing. See, it's not that it's been hidden from us, it's that we haven't paid attention. And because who goes to the city planning meetings where they're discussing rezoning to allow a data center in? Who does that? Well, the answer is pretty much nobody.
Mhm.
So nobody's paying attention and they just do it. And we have allowed it because we didn't show up. They put the notice out in the newspaper to notify everybody, hey, we're going to do this. And then nobody shows up to say, hey, we don't want you to. And so they just do it. And I mean, that's honestly, that's exactly what's happened in Washington. Who are we kidding? Anytime anybody gets real upset about anything like that, I'm like, and where were you? I know I'm guilty of not paying attention.
Mhm.
I know that. And with all of me, I know that that is exactly what's happened. We outsourced perception in that
Mhm.
way as well. We just say, you handle it. We elected you, you handle it. And because of that almighty dollar, they were happy to handle it.
Mhm.
Because if you don't think Google paid this area over here a lot of money to come in here, Oh, I know they did. I'm certain of that. They probably gave them some tax-free money to do it too,
Yeah.
because, that's how they do that, attract the business to the area by giving them tax breaks for so many years.
Yep.
And so, yeah, I mean, all of that sort of thing, honestly, I now know we brought on ourselves if we had been paying attention. And I know I didn't pay attention. Who wants to go and sit in on a government meeting, man? I had stuff to do. I had a job I had to go to. I was a mom. I had to cook, clean, and have a 40-hour work week. So I don't
Mhm.
got time to do all of that sort of thing. That's what I mean by keeping everybody so distracted, got to make the donuts, that we're not paying attention to what happens over here. And a lot of what we do, I think, on this planet is a bunch of busy work for no reason. I
Yeah.
mean, really think about it.
Oh, yeah.
That was the other thing, that planned obsolescence kind of that video all about, we are the consumption of corporate America. They consume us, was all about that too. Um, it was actually a buy nothing movement. It was a video about the buy nothing movement. And yeah, it just made me think a lot about um the RZN Codex. To be honest with you, it just showed me yet and again what it is, how this ended up like that in the future, where they had to come back and seed folks into the into humanity in order to stop crap from going downhill,
Yep.
because it's like it's on a treadmill picking up speed. That's what it feels like sometimes when I look at what's going on out there.
I don't even watch it anymore. People say things to me about what's happening in the world, and I am clueless, literally.
Well, I keep my
I
toe
can't
in.
dial back in at this point because as soon as I look at it, I'm like, it is so like beyond uncomfortable for me to look at that I don't know. I
I
don't know
don't spend a
if,
lot of time there, I'll be honest with you, because I can't either. However, I do keep my toe in just for informing myself a little bit, because of the whole idea that, we've outsourced that perception, that
Mhm,
perspective. And I just want to keep I don't sit and watch it all. I cannot.
mhm,
I just really cannot. I pick and choose what it is that I take a look at. And but I do really see. Um, I'll tell you what I do watch, and I highly recommend. I've shared it a couple of times on my Facebook page. There are these two older ladies, my age, maybe a little older. Yeah, I would definitely say a little older, because they both were in politics in the 70s, or really in the thick of it, actually, in the 70s. And they've been following all of this because they were there when Kennedy was killed. And it's a channel called Promethean Update. The lady's name is Susan Kokenda, and the other lady's name is Barbara Boyd. They're the two ladies I listen to the most. They do some updates, like an 18 to 20-minute video twice a week. They also have a Q&A, and they have a newsletter that's free that folks can sign up for. And they're paying real close attention to what's going on. And I like listening to them because they are looking at this from an eye of the economics of it all. Um, so I do pay attention to them. They seem to have a good feel for what it is they're from their perspective, what's happening with the economics, the actual happening that nobody is reporting on. Certainly not the mainstream media. And because, everybody's got that Trump derangement syndrome so badly that they can't even report the truth of anything.
Hmm.
There's some real true economic stuff going on that is the first time since the 40s that's happening in this country, and it's not being reported upon. You see, back in the 90s, when NAFTA came in, I knew immediately that that was not a good idea because two of the companies I had worked for were actually going offshore and laying everybody off. I was like, see, this is what this is about. They took their manufacturing over there where they could get cheaper labor. That's what NAFTA was about. So now all of us don't have jobs. And we saw during COVID what having all your supply chain offshore would do for you.
Hmm.
And now it's being brought back. And for the first time ever, we're going to have a chip manufacturing plant in the US.
Interesting.
That needed to happen because it's always been in Taiwan for the most part.
Hmm.
So
And that
that
was a
absolutely,
major problem with the supply chain during COVID. Yep.
that's right.
Yep.
That and the fact
Yep.
that every damn thing was made in China,
Yep.
right? Hardly anything had been made in the US. Well, finally, there is some movement happening on that because instead of supporting Wall Street, they're supporting Main Street. They're getting loans out to people that want to bring manufacturing back to the US. I'm all for that.
Hmm.
That couldn't be anything but a good thing.
Hmm.
But again, that's not out, of course, that's, still in the realm of money, but at least by having it made here, it's a step in the right direction, in my view.
Yeah.
So we'll see, but I really that's that is one place that I really like to look and keep my toe in because a lot of it does seem to be doom and gloom, and I'm just not, I can't handle that.
I
And all
can't watch it. It's graphic. It's
that's
graphically disturbing
no, it is.
intentionally.
No, I know. Yeah,
Yeah. So,
yeah.
I don't
Well,
know.
makes me see that an awful lot of folks have lost their minds.
How numb they are to it.
Yes.
My 76-year-old mom is watching the news like it's gospel, and I'm like, how do you watch this? I'm like, these stories are horrible. Like, this is awful. And she's like, I just watch it for the weather. I'm like, are you kidding me? For the weather. You have weather
Mom,
on
let
your
me help
phone.
you out with a
I'm
weather
like,
app.
open the curtains, look
Yeah,
outside.
that's right, because that's actually the best weather you could
That's
get.
the weather. Yeah.
Yeah, because oh my, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for the most part, it's not even the truth anymore, and that's the big thing,
Hmm.
to my mind anyway. There's an awful lot that I have seen that doesn't seem to be being reported on at all. And if it is, it's skewed.
What's that? The weather?
Oh no, no,
Oh,
just happenings around,
oh, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
on the world stage. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, to me, it's the collective shadow playing out on the world stage because now is the time for folks to see.
Oh yeah, they're shitting down their leg.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're throwing everything they can right now. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, I actually feel like that's a good thing. So,
Yeah, it's
well,
just
my love,
making it more obvious.
right, exactly. And when common sense doesn't seem to be any too available, you know, for then you're right. It can't help but be seen by some, because it doesn't seem to me like, and I feel like more people are seeing it. I don't know about you. Don't you feel like that?
Uh, I don't know. I mean, but I also have sort of a limited, I go to work and I come home. I mean, I'm by myself quite a bit when I'm not at work. So I don't interact with a ton of people and have political conversations just because,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm referring to. Just recently, I joined my local city Facebook group. No, I didn't say Siri. I said city. Yeah, I saw my phone try to launch. Um, and really it's to see where folks' heads are at, right? With different things. And that's how I learned that Google has a data center pretty close to me coming. It's not even here yet, actually. But they have this great big water tower that just got built right next to the building.
Mm,
And the lake is right near that water tower.
hmm
And the fact that it's, practically dry now, I don't know, there was just, but so I was wondering if anybody else happened to notice that. And I'm a bit of, a watcher. So I was just scrolling through the comments because somebody had put something in there about welcoming Google to the neighborhood. And I saw a lot of the comments. It was very interesting what was being said.
hmm
A lot of those folks are very aware.
Mm.
And
That's
and I
good.
was not expecting that. Yeah, no, that's what I mean. I was not expecting that. But it was really nice to see. And I've seen a couple of other stories that were put out, like, I live outside of Charlotte, and um, I saw a Charlotte Observer news story was put in the local Facebook group that I belong to. And some of the comments in there, it was all about, oh, the Charlotte Observer did a story about does North Carolina need to worry about Ebola? Because, apparently, so, and somebody in the comments, the comments, man, I was like, okay, wow, okay, yeah, they are on it. Somebody said, oh, the hantavirus didn't work out so good, so now we're floating Ebola.
Oh, okay, good.
That's why I was like, okay, all right, these guys are on it, so it was very, I don't know, it was very encouraging to me.
Now that you say that, yes, there was one comment. So people, I work in the energy industry, like I said, the last time we talked in a corporate setting. And so people don't say a lot of things because
Right,
we have our DE&I initiatives, we have our corporate policies against harassment, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's like shut your mouths is the essential underlying theme of a lot of stuff. I was
right.
on a meeting, it was our monthly safety meeting. We're going through the slide deck, and there's one on there's a tick virus or a tick. There's a tick that gives you that makes you allergic to meat. And I didn't know about this. It's called oh, what's it called?
The Lone Star tick.
Yes, the Lone Star tick.
Yep.
So anyway, we're talking about that because we have a lot of people who work in the field, and it was all about, safety and prevention with environmental hazards and stuff like that. And so somebody said the manager on the call said something about, but there is a vaccine available if you, feel like you want prevention or something like that. And some guy goes, "Oh, good. We should all get boosters."
Well, here's the really funny part about that.
Yeah.
He,
And I was
I,
like, okay, he's thinking. Yeah.
yeah, no, he clearly is. And I saw just recently, and I don't even know where it was, but there is somebody, they got video of somebody who works with or is somehow in with Bill Gates. And he was talking about specifically how they engineered a tick that would make people allergic to beef.
Mm.
Kind of funny that Bill Gates actually owns a big stake in that Beyond Meat and the whole climate gate thing about, folks with all of that are saying now to kill all the cows because they're, causing climate change, which is, I'm sorry, I can't even hardly stand the ridiculousness of that.
Hmm.
Cow farts are causing global warming. What? Come
Hmm.
on.
Yeah.
At any rate, I just thought that was so funny to me that somebody had gone out and found, because it was an actual, I want to say it was some kind of a symposium or something. It was an official kind of thing where the man clearly is talking about it. It's not, he was informing the audience about it in some sort of way. And so I don't know. It's just very interesting to me. So, I guess the moral of the story is don't go out without protection. Um, you know, I don't know. what can you say about things like that, right?
Yeah.
I just I don't know the truth about it. All I know is that's what I heard. And is it real? Is it? I mean, that's the other thing, to be honest with you. I Another reason why I'm very careful of what I expose myself to because I don't know if it's real or not.
Right.
I've seen an awful lot of stuff that you can tell is AI, but I've also seen some things that not real sure if that's AI or not.
Hmm.
And I know that was done on purpose, to
Yeah.
cause folks to doubt things. That's why I feel as though that's why the best advice I ever got was to go within and get comfortable asking myself questions and knowing that I have the answers because I'm the only one I can actually trust.
Hmm.
So,
Yep. Yeah. It's been made so confusing that we don't know what's true by design.
no, yep,
Yep.
absolutely. Absolutely.
So,
Another way to exhaust people, to be
mhm.
honest.
Yep.
Yeah.
Too
Yeah.
tired to look it up, to
Yeah.
check it out. And then what's true and what isn't in any way even after that.
No,
So,
that's so true because you can prove stuff both ways on the internet. I
mhm.
found that out too when doing research in regards to my water, right? When I first started looking into it, and you can prove things both ways.
Yep.
You look at things on the internet. So the only way is to go within and allow your own guidance to guide.
Yep.
So, my dear, I have so enjoyed chatting with you.
Me too.
Thank you so much for coming and chatting with me. And I
Thank
just
you.
adore your paintings.
Thank you.
And so we are going to put the link to your paintings or to where folks can find you if they feel drawn to your paintings, right?
Yep. Probably. They could probably reach out to me on YouTube or my
Okay.
Facebook or my Facebook. So
Okay. Well,
either of
I'll put
those.
links to all of those. Did you sent those to me last time, right?
I'll send them again.
Okay, I
Then you
appreciate
don't have to go dig.
I appreciate that. Well, what I'm going to do this time, I am going to start making it easier on myself. I'm going to make myself a little note. I used to have it was an app on my other laptop that I could click on. It was like having a sticky note, and I would put, guest bios or things like that in there so I could easily access it anytime. So I
Mhm.
need to find that app again so I can keep that. I'll have to do it next time. Yeah.
Next time I'll
So,
have to have you on my channel.
yes, I would love that.
Okay,
Have
all
me over
right.
on your channel. And
We'll do a live
also,
on mine.
yes, and let me know when you are going live on your Facebook. I
Okay.
would love to join you, tune in to that if
Hmm.
you would let me know when you're
Yeah.
going live.
Maybe I'll do a watercolor series. That just popped into my head. So
Oh,
that'll be fun. Yeah, because painting the keys is going to take me a little while. I plan to release that all together. And those will be for minimum donations because they're going to come with the transmissions, just like minimum donations will be for anything that I paint that's associated with Jason's transmissions, just so we can try to make a bigger impact that way if we can. So, but
okay.
yeah, the keys will take me a bit. So I think on the side I'll be doing maybe a live of some watercolor series stuff. I'll probably play around with that. So
Okay. That would
but,
be lovely.
yeah.
If you ever decide to teach,
Oh, I
would
have. I've done painting classes for people.
oh, have you?
Hmm. Yeah, I used
Oh,
to have them
wow.
in my home, which would be like a bunch of women showing up drinking wine, you know.
Right, right, right.
But still, they were fun. They were a great experience for me. I really enjoyed doing that.
Well, maybe sometime we could, try to figure out a way you could do a little Zoom teaching for
Okay.
Lisa and I. I would love that
Yeah. Yep.
if you were up for
Absolutely.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be
Yeah, we can
fun.
figure out how to donate to you.
Oh.
Yes, I would love to do that because I have a whole beautiful set of watercolors that I have and I've played around with, but I really don't know how to use watercolors at all.
Hmm.
Um, but I was nudged, and so I bought myself what looks like a nice set of brushes and I have an easel and I have watercolor pad. I have it all. I just don't know how to use it.
Oh. Yeah, it took me a while. Like I tried it a few years ago and I was like, yeah, I don't get it.
But now you do?
I just had to do it my own way.
I gotcha.
I
Well, I
can't
would love,
follow a lot of structure with stuff like that. I have to just do what I do. It's just
right.
it's channeled. So,
Well, I love that though. That's the whole point. So maybe we just get together and have fun.
yeah.
And
Yep.
that sounds like a plan.
Yep.
All right, sweetie heart. Well, thank you so much for coming and chatting with me. I do adore you. And so let me just tell everybody that I will be putting links to Julie's Facebook page and her YouTube page in the Show More section directly beneath this video. And I highly recommend you go and check out her channel because, like I said, I'm not always nudged to share all of Jason's narrated work. And we've got some that we've both recorded, some titles, but I'm pretty sure you've got a lot of titles that I have not been nudged to do. And so you can go to Julie's channel for that as well. And I just adore you. I'm so
I
grateful.
adore you too.
I have met so many beautiful, wonderful beings through the narration of Jason's work, and I have so treasured all those conversations, and I absolutely treasure you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I just want to tell everybody else thank you for being here. Nobody asked any questions or let us know who you were, and I would have happily engaged with you, but I hope that you will join us again. I am going to do more lives if folks are up for that. So I hope you will move towards that which brings you joy in each moment that presents itself to you. It is just a matter of your perspective, your perception of that perspective. And, that's been the best thing, is by moving towards not just what brought me joy, but what draws my attention has been so rewarding, because I learned so much. Because even if I don't understand why I'm being drawn or being nudged to do to something right then, eventually I do get the message. So thank you again, love. Mwah.
Thank you.
Bye.